Hello and welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to another edition of Raw Out of 10. It's been quite the few weeks, quite a week even in WWE world, what with Vince McMahon stuff, Triple H just being put in as head of the creative, so yeah, not much going on. But yeah, so going home show before SummerSlam, so still quite a big episode of Raw, so let's probably get into it. And it kicked off with The Miz and Logan Paul brawling at ringside, and that's calling a WWE veteran out to the ring as the show went on there. The two were separated before Roman Reigns and the Bloodline made their entrance. Roman said he didn't want to talk tonight, and Heyman went on the usual promo talking about how Reigns will beat Lesnar on Saturday. Theory walked out and got on Roman's face, telling him how he was going to cash in Money in the Bank. Roman Punk fell at the young superstar and stated that his daddy wasn't there to save him anymore. Theory tried to attack the Bloodline as they made their way out, but Jay slapped him in the back of the head. And yeah, I mean, just a casual sort of usual Bloodline story to start off with. Theory coming out, really kind of building that stuff. So yeah, no issues with this opening promo, and it led to Drew McIntyre versus Theory match. Drew McIntyre started unloading on Theory off the bar on a massive neck break before the rookie tried to fight back. Drew tank shots chest and tossed Theory across the room before hitting a massive clothesline. Drew was setting up for a Claymore, but Theory fled outside. Drew continued beating and dropped him on an access before he headed for a break. Back on Raw, Drew was sent into Sussex, but returned to the ring and got a spine buster before setting up for the finish. Sheamus and his gang attacked Drew, earning Theory a DQ before Bobby Lashley joined the fight, and we headed for a tag team match, which was Drew and Bobby versus Sheamus and Theory. Sheamus and McIntyre were in the ring early on, and the two traded shots before McIntyre got his trademark headbutt. Lashley was tagged in and hit a stalling vertical suplex on Sheamus before getting an STR on Theory. Butch and Holland were sent backstage trying to interfere, and Lashley was isolated in the ring as the match went on. Lashley returned with a spine buster and got the tag before Drew came in and took Theory down. Sheamus then took Drew outside with a white noise before Ziggler showed up at ringside. Theory was distracted by Ziggler, and Lashley came in for a hurt lock before getting the win. And yeah, after the match, Theory was on his way out when Usos attacked him and took him down. Roman Reigns came out and asked him to make the right decision before committing a botch as the show went on. And yeah, this was good stuff, wasn't it? Just building out that whole Theory Roman stuff. And yeah, the two matches weren't too bad at all. And yeah, just a fun little start to show. And always good to see Roman involved, so I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Ziggler and AJ Styles then ran into the Alpha Academy backstage and set up a match for later in the night before Rey Mysterio was out next to celebrate his 20th anniversary in the WWE. Rey thanked legends like Dean Malenko, Guerrero, Edge, Batista, etc. for helping him pave the way in the industry before saying he was especially proud of his family, including Dominic. Rey was done addressing the fans when Finn Balor and Damian Priest showed up in the ring and the crowd and headed out to ringside before we headed for a break, and then we turned into the obvious match. Rey was isolated early on and he managed to break out and make the tag to Dom. Priest sent Dominic into the barricades outside before, after a break, Mysterio Senior was back in the ring and hit some big moves, paying tribute to his friend Batista. Balor then brought a chair into the ring and faked getting hit by it, but the referee was too distracted to notice. Mysterio then tried the same trick and failed to get a DQ as well before getting a double 619 splash for the easy win. I mean, like, yeah, I'll give it a 6 out of 10 because it was nice to celebrate Rey Mysterio, but we all know what's coming on Saturday, I think. And yeah, this kind of just felt like just a repeat of that, so yeah, I'm not too sure about it. But the stuff we did get backstage was quite good. Rey was having a party when the Judgment Day attacked him and sent him through a table. Rhea Ripley also returned and was confronted by Rey's daughter, Aaliyah, and then she just beat everyone up, which was quite good. But yeah, 6 out of 10 overall. Belair was out next and probably about to say how she was better than everyone, but Becky Lynch attacked her and dragged her out of the ring by the hair. The brawl continued for a bit and the champ took the quiet down the beating before officials came down and defused the situation. Thanks for just cutting to the chase, Becky, to be fair. But anyway, next up was Alexa Bliss versus Doudrop. Doudrop went for an early pin before getting some splash in the corner. Alexa managed to kick out a few times before getting caught in a headlock. Doudrop then got another near fall off a lariat before Alexa tripped her and dropped her off the mat. Alexa came in with some big kicks and a near fall before she was speared into the corner. Nikki came on the apron and dropped Alexa from the ropes. Bliss managed to reverse the finisher from Doudrop and picked out the win. I mean, like, who really cares about this? It's just been built up. No, not being built up at all. Happened randomly in the middle of the show. Don't think anyone actually cares. 5 out of 10. AJ Styles then offered Logan Paul some advice and said that he would shut The Miz up to earn respect in the locker, and Logan Paul was out next and called The Miz out to the ring, but Maurice came out and defended The Miz's package. Miz finally made his entrance and bickered with Paul before Maurice slapped the YouTuber. Ciampa then tried for a sneak attack, but Paul fought back at first, but Miz and Ciampa overpowered him in the ring. Miz got the skull crushing finale and assist and stood tall in the ring as Raw moved on. And yeah, 2 kind of segments in a row in terms of weeks where Miz has ended up on top. So yeah, it seems like like kind of going the obvious way at SummerSlam or ending Logan's way, but not bad. I mean, like, Logan Paul got the reaction we all expected, but on the whole wasn't too bad. The Usos and the Street Profits were then backstage for an interview, and Jeff Jarrett showed up to shut both teams up. Double J told them to keep the peace since their actions tonight will affect his decision tomorrow. Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles versus the Alpha Academy was up next. Ziggler and Gable kicked off the match, and AJ was tagged in early on who he had drop kicking, and then dived to the outside, wiping out. Back after a break on Raw, Otis was in the ring, and Ziggler got some big moves, but was taken down with an elbow from the big guy. Gable returned with a big stand before setting off on the main salt. Ziggler dodged the move and went for a pin, but it was broken. The match then broke out into a brawl before Ziggler came in a lateral press on Gable before getting the pin. And yeah, it gets 6 out of 10 from me. Kind of continuing this random Dolph Ziggler push, but this was always just going to be a win for the good guys to put them over, really. And then it was time for Riddle and the Street Profits versus the Bloodline. Jimmy and Dawkins kicked things off in the main event of Raw, and the Ford was taking the air early on and hit a big dive over the ropes before he headed for a break. Back to the match, Riddle was isolated from the corner but managed to dodge a big move and sent Jay into the ring post. Ford was back in it and Roman stuck in the tag before getting a near fall off the rock bottom. Montez's nose was busted open in the struggle. After a break, we saw that the medical staff had cleaned blood off his face as the match continued. Riddle came in and cleared the ring before getting massive suplexes on the Usos. He tried for a draping DDT on Jimmy, but Jay blocked it before Riddle took them both out with a dive. The Usos went after Riddle in the ring before Angelo and Montez came to the rescue, managed to send the Usos outside. Inside the ring, Riddle got draping DDT on Roman before the RKO was blocked and Roman got the spear for the W. Seth Rollins was out, and last on Roman's face as the Universal Champion was on his way out. Rollins got in the ring and attacked Riddle, sending him outside for a stomp on the floor and another on the steel steps. And yeah, on the whole, this gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Really, really good stuff. Great match. Roman Reigns getting over, of course, but yeah, it's just great to see Roman wrestling on TV again. And yeah, the part afterwards, we're obviously continuing Seth and Riddle stuff, but also building up to Seth Roman feud after SummerSlam, which I think we'd all love to see. We already saw it earlier this year, but who doesn't want to see Seth Roman again? So on the whole, yeah, really, really good stuff. 7 out of 10. Overall, Raw this week gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, on the whole, I would say a pretty solid episode of Raw. Of course, we didn't see the full sweeping changes. Triple H becoming head of a creative yet, and it will probably take a while. But, some small changes here and there. And, on the whole, not a bad show at all. And SummerSlam card, yeah, I'm slowly but surely getting more hype for the show this weekend. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and as well as comment down below. Follow and say things for daily wrestling news. And subscribe to my channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.